Yo, what is going on YouTube? Earn with Todd here, back with another video, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to trade trend lines efficiently and effectively. I'm also going to be providing you the exact trading system that I use for my entries when I spot a valid trend line. And most importantly, I'm going to be showing you real live examples. Okay, this is when I was doing live trading on my Twitch stream, because I feel like there's a lot of videos on YouTube where many people are talking about how to trade trend lines, but they're not actually showing an example of what they are doing when they're actually live trading. Now I'm talking about videos where people will go back in charts and drop trend lines. You know, okay, I could do a video like that, but I think people would prefer seeing a real live trend line trade in action instead of me going back and cherry picking certain trades, because you know what, there's a lot of people who already do that. And you know what, the Earn with Todd channel is not like everybody else. In fact, I'm the only person who is actually live trading every single day on Twitch with my real live account. I got about $10,000 account right now, so I'm not cherry picking anything. You can actually see me live trade every single morning at the New York Stock Exchange Open, and I run my live trading session from 6:30 a.m. Pacific to around 8:30 a.m. Pacific, depending on how the day is going, maybe a little bit longer. But there you see me trade live in action. There's nothing to hide, like I said. So by the time you are done watching this video completely, I promise, and I guarantee it, you will know how to trade trend lines without confusion. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pull up a couple different trades that I did on Twitch. That way we can see two different examples of perfect trend line trades. Now, this isn't going to be 100% effective, okay? You already know every trade is not going to win, but hey, I'm going to show you some really good examples. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so the first trend line example we're going to look at was going to be from Monday, January 25th, 2021. This was right about when the New York Stock Exchange opened, so people were just tuning in, and I was just zooming out on higher time frames. I was actually looking at US30. Now, it doesn't matter if you just mainly trade currencies, because drawing trend lines on US30 is going to be no different. So here I had US30 5-minute pulled up, and you can kind of see where I was about to draw a trend line, and I just simply went to the highest point I saw where the trend started, and I just made that trend line touch on 3 different touches. So very simple way. There was nothing really special about that, just waiting for 3 different price points to hit to form a valid trend line. Now obviously I drew this after it touched, but later on in the morning I saw price action developing where we would see a possible 4th trend line touch. So again, nothing special about it, just, you know, find the highest point where price started trending, hit the 2nd touch, draw the line down to the 3rd touch, and just wait and see possible 4th trend line touches, 5th trend line touches, etc. So a little bit later on in the morning, we see that price is now approaching that trend line that I drew up previously. I'm going to go ahead and roll some audio of what I said on this live stream. Okay, let's zoom out. We do see this big trend line. Is it safe to assume there's a kangaroo tail on this trend line? We sell the shit out of it? Yeah, I think we're going to hit another trend. That's what it looks like to me. So a little bit of patience, and we shall see. Now, if you're brand new to this channel, you probably don't know what a kangaroo tail is. Maybe you have heard of it from books such as Naked Forex, but you did hear me mention, I said if maybe there was a kangaroo tail on this 4th trend line touch, then maybe I would put in a sell for US30. And remember, at the end of that clip, I did mention patience. Patience is going to be part of the game when you're waiting for trend lines, because you're not going to want to rush it. You're going to want to wait to see if price is going to go up there and respect that trend line. And then you're going to want to see if you can actually get a pretty good entry with a good risk to reward. I'm not talking about 1-to-1. I'm talking about at least 1-to-5, 1-to-10 risk rewards. Big money, not the small money, big money. I ain't trying to be a guy named Lose with Todd, okay? I want to be Earn with Todd. So let's go ahead and roll this clip. Coming up for another retest. Boeing Kangaroo now. Kangaroo on JP Morgan, Kangaroo on Boeing. 4th trend line touches on US30. And as you can see, I was adding up confluences right here. I was looking at individual stocks that correlate with US30, because remember, stocks is what drives the prices of indices. And my main entry strategy is specifically using kangaroo tails. And if you want to learn how to trade kangaroo tails, go ahead, go to my website, kangaroohunter.com. I got about a 30-minute tutorial there. You'll learn all about kangaroo tails. You'll learn how to trade them, and that's a completely free training, okay? I'm not going to be charging you like $400, $500 for shit you can learn for free, because that's exactly what my website is. It's completely free. I got over 50 YouTube videos also, so I don't charge a dime to teach people how to trade or how I trade. 3rd trend line touches on Disney. But is it going to push up just a little bit more? It's so close for me to put in a sell. And I'm going to do it. I like this kangaroo here on Boeing. I like this little kangaroo on JP Morgan, even though it could be a little better. But Disney has some drops. Now there is a kangaroo-ish kind of cancel trying to print right there. Alright, this is a kangaroo tail with no rim to the left. So you know what? I'm liking it. At least a 1-to-5 risk reward. At least 1-to-5 minimum. Now remember that thing I said about patience. I waited, I got my Kangaroo Tail entry, and we are now in the sell for US30. We're going for a minimum 1 to 5 risk reward. Like I said, we want to make some real money. We're not just trying to make 10, 20 bucks. I don't know about you, but hey, I want to make some motherfucking money. And now the reason why I use Kangaroo Tails for all of my entries, whether I'm trading just support and resistance or watching for trend lines, a Kangaroo Tail gives you a stop loss instantly, because what a Kangaroo Tail is, it's a very small body with a long wick. And where that long wick is, that's where you would want to place your stop loss above for a bearish Kangaroo Tail. In this example, if it was a bullish Kangaroo Tail for an uptrend, we'd obviously want to place that stop loss below the wick of the Kangaroo Tail. So let's see how this trade actually played out. And that's the trade plan. Minimum 1 to 5 risk reward for US30. So now here is where patience comes in again. We can see I entered, but price just does not seem to want to move. It's just going sideways right now. But hey, this means nothing. You just gotta wait, okay? We are on a valid trend line touch, and we're gonna see if price breaks out of this little tiny consolidation area to hit our take profit. We're gonna break out. It's trying to break out. Breakout candle, almost. Is NASDAQ dropping also? Oh yeah, NASDAQ is. Now this is going to be the part of trading where it can't help but play with our emotions, because we're going to see price reverse a little bit, and this is where you start to question as a trader. But hey, you got to remember to stick with your original trade plan. If you have a plan, stick with it. Don't change it mid-trade. I've done that plenty of times and I've regretted it every time. So keep that in mind. Once you have an original trade plan, do not let the market shake you out. Stick to that plan. And then here about another 10 minutes went by and we're still going sideways, but we are respecting the trend. Price still has not broke above that trend line. So far, so good. We just gotta do the patience part and wait for the big breakout so we can hit that TP. Holy fuck, yo. Yep, look at this shit. Californian dies hours after getting COVID-19 vaccine. They're vaccinated just hours before their death. That's why you don't get a vaccine, especially one where we're the guinea pigs right now, right away. Well, we just got a big breakout here. We're up 50 bucks, just like that. So far, so good. We stuck to our original trade plan, and price is now heading towards that TP level. And here we just broke through 600 pips in profit. So really big trade already. Hey, sometimes if you're trading Forex, it might take you 3 or 4 days just to get 100 pips. But here, US30, we are flying, and I'm doing these trades live on Twitch. If this trade does not excite you of what possibilities that you could see happen live, you know, someone sitting there actually live trading on MetaTrader with nothing to hide, complete transparency, and we're trading as a community, okay, that's huge. It's completely free. So if you want a chance at getting 500, 600 pips within minutes, hey, join me on Twitch. All of the links will be down below in the video description, of course. You know how YouTube works. Oh, look at Disney. Disney took off. That's why. And Boeing. Boeing and Disney are taking off right now. Very good signs. See, I see Boeing potentially going down here. Can I hit the TP? So close down there. There we go. Look at that shit. Look at that shit, yo. We did it. Held out for the 1 to 5.5 risk reward. Original trading plan was a success. Glocky Balabu, almost a guru. I'm still not professional level yet. I'm getting better though. So there you have it, a perfect trendline trade example done live. I bagged well over 1100 pips on that trade. And that was 1100 pips in under a 30-minute time period, okay? Think about how long it takes you to maybe get a Forex trade, where it might take a whole month just to have a chance at a 1000 pip trade. But here we did it in one morning under 30 minutes live. But we're not gonna stop there. I'm gonna show you one more trendline example where we bagged over 500, 600 pips within minutes. So go ahead, pull up that clip right now, because it's very important that you see a second example before this video is over. Now I'm going to show you an example of me drawing a shorter term trend line, and you'll see this has a completely different dynamic. It looks completely different because you'll see the top trend line that I was drawing of it going down. You can see it's only made up of 15, 20 candles. But hey, when you trade every single day, you're going to start noticing these little small patterns where it could give you another trading opportunity where you may not be expecting it because there's just 15, 20 candles. But hey, in my experience, if you see a little trend line like this, especially on the 1 minute for US30 or indices, there's a good chance if you find a good entry, you might get a big drop or big push up, vice versa. But hey, let's go ahead and see how this worked out. Maybe here, possibly. I said I want to sell that wick. I'm liking this. I don't know, this candle movement is standing out to me for a sell, and that's what I'm gonna do. So what you saw me there when I mentioned I like this candle movement, I was actually looking at a stock that correlates with the US30. I saw a Kangaroo Tail on there, and I put the confluences together of drawing this little tiny trend line up on US30, and I made the decision to put the sell in, and simply I put the stop loss above the trend line, okay? There's nothing complicated about trading trend lines, just as long as you have an actual entry trading system, because if you're just entering trend line trades trades with no plan, then you know what, you're going to get owned and you're going to probably blow your account. So do not trade trend lines without having an entry system such as using the Kangaroo Tails that I use. And here's that candle I was talking about up here. This is actually on CVX, which is the Chevron company. So because Chevron is part of US30, it makes sense to look at Chevron and see if there's any entries that you could use to then enter a position on US30 specifically. Now, as far as I know, I'm one of the only YouTubers who actually looks at the stocks correlated with US30 and other indices, and I use that for entries. Even when there's no Kangaroo Tail on US30, if there's a Kangaroo Tail on a stock, hey, you can bet your ass that I'm going to enter a trade on US30 if the opportunity and setup looks like it's there. Let's just see if we can get respect off this trend line, make it valid, we get a drop, maybe a good trade. We shall see. Good morning there, Ace 10. Yeah, Pip Shark in the sell. How you feeling about the sell? Are we gonna get the breakout? I mean, look at all these wicks. Like this wick, look at this movement, this candle here. But who's that? Someone said there was gonna be news here, like right now. Let's hope it's bad news. All right, I'm moving stops to follow the trend line. All right, I said if it did do that. So here you saw me that I moved my stop loss slightly down, but I still did not set that trade back to break even. That's because, you know, there's a good chance it could retest up there, and you don't want to be stopped out if you already break even under that trend line. You want to keep it there and lower it just slightly, you know, just to lower your risk a little bit, just in case the unexpected does happen. Okay, there's no problem in moving that stop loss down a little bit. Just give it a little bit of room before you move it to break even completely. And remember just to have patience, because here instantly we're up 400 pips on this trade right away. It broke the next trend line, which was actually going up. That's why I highlighted that area in green, because I figured, you know what, if we're going to drop off this short-term trend line, we're also going to break the bigger trend, which it did exactly. You know, I was feeling bearish all morning, so my markup was right on point. We broke out through that zone, and we're going to keep going. I did say I'm going to set break even once it goes there, right? Yeah. Follow the trading rules, and we'll move that a little bit. And then here I moved my TP level, which was $100. I moved it down a little bit more because I figured, hey, we're dropping this hard. This might be a huge drop. Let's see what happens. I always start looking at Apple, Disney, and Boeing, and then from there, you know, I'll start looking at things like Chevron. We are over $100 now. So there in the chat, we saw someone named Logically One Up. They asked, Todd, how do you determine what stocks you look at for judging US30? And, you know, I said the main ones I look at is Apple, Boeing, and Disney. Those are the three main stocks I look at when I'm trading US30. And then I'll look at the smaller stocks like Chevron, Home Depot, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. Those are some big names, so make sure you are looking at all 30 stocks if you are a US30 trader. So I will lock up like $50 here above this trend. Yeah, and let's see if we can get the next breakout. I'm going to go for 1,000. It's hard not to keep your eyes glued to profit. This is where patience is going to be the winner. Minimum 1 to 10. We're almost there. So right here, this is when my original TP would have been smashed completely for about $129. But you heard me, I was trying to go for a 1 to 10 risk reward. That may have been a little greedy, but hey, you know what? Things happen. I was up 646 pips at this point in the trade, and I decided to move my stops down where if price did decide to jump up another 200, 300 pips, I would still at least secure $55. And if you can guess it, yes, at this point, this is when price decided to go straight up. It hit my $55 trailing stop, and I was done with the trade. But hey, with a little bit of less greed in there, I would have got my 1 to 5 risk reward, would have bagged 130. There's a lot of those things in trading where we're like, we woulda, coulda, or should have done things a little bit different. This may have been one of them, but hey, who knows, because I would not be complaining if my 1 to 10 risk reward trade did in fact smash that TP level. So hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any value out of this of how to trade trend lines, go ahead, give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. I just started my YouTube channel. I made my first trading video on YouTube back in February of 2020 actually, and I've grown this channel to almost 5,000 subscribers. So I hope this video gave you a lot of value. I hope you learned how to trade trend lines. I hope it gave you a lot of insights of how to navigate emotions when you're trying to deal with patience, just waiting for price to break out of a trend line, waiting for that perfect entry, and sticking to your original game plan. But you know, my final words to you is, don't make trading trend lines complicated. It's very simple. You're just drawing one point to another, you're waiting for 3 to 4 touches, and you're waiting to find that perfect entry with the Kangaroo Tail or whatever system you may be using to trade. And like I said, if you want to catch me live on Twitch every morning, go ahead, make sure you click the link down in the video description. Give me a follow on Twitch and make sure to tune in to my future live streams. You're not going to want to miss them, I guarantee it. So everybody, with that said, Earn with Todd is signing off this video. Give me that thumbs up, and I hope you have a great rest of the day or night if you're one of those late birds trying to learn how to trade. I respect your hustle. Go ahead, tune into my channel, and I'll see you in my future videos.